Greetings, fellow Thulians. We have covered combat rules, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the land of Thule, also known as Hyperborea. I already talked about some of these realms when I talked about the different races that you can play. Other realms I have not discussed though, so I will talk a little bit about Jotunheimr, which is the realm of the Atins. And this is an ever-changing realm, and this is like a blight on the land of Thule. And it creates different situations and possibilities and threats that other realms don't. You have a separate Thulean calendar, which is based on a Bronze Age calendar from Scandinavia, from Bohuslän. In Thule there is winter darkness for 1 month and midnight sun for 2 months. And this is supposed to be a hex crawling game where you move from hex to hex. And this whole section is for the game master to fill in the blanks here and create Thule as he wants it to be. He can make it large, or he can make it small. Or he can make it small the first time he plays, and then to make it a little bit easier for him, and then larger later on, for example. So the information on just how large Thule is and where the coastline goes is decided by the game master, but must be known to the players, as they have gotten to know this from the only ancient map that exists of Thule, and that currently is in possession of Gerard the Great, the administrator of Narvik. This map is on public display by the entrance to Gerard's office building, which all newcomers pass through upon arrival to Thule. So the game master is supposed to draw the outlines of a map and then fill in the rest, and he should do that before playing, because and here is an entire system for how to generate it mechanically in a logical manner. And the reason why you can't do this whilst playing is one single problem: river generation. Because if you enter a hex, there's no river there, and then you discover a river later on that logically must go through the hex you were already in, then you are in trouble. Then we move on to creating adventure sites. Again, there's a mechanic for that, and there are suggestions here for how you can create adventure sites in bog hexes. What type of adventure sites would logically be found in bog hexes? Same for forest and hills. To adventure is to discover. For mountain hexes, for underground terrain, for open terrain, and so forth. And then you have, if you find a settlement, because you can of course find a settlement by chance out there, something that hasn't been discovered yet by the others. If it's an orc settlement, what type of orcs live there? Yeah. And then you have cleared hexes. And this is something that will be important for the expert rules, because you have to clear a hex for adventure sites and monsters and such in order to be able to, for example, build a settlement there, and to have your settlers make use of a hex that is nearby. And this is the creative part of being a game master and of playing role-playing games, because the game master must come up with the details of each adventure site before the game begins, and he can prepare by creating detailed maps for various adventure sites, designing interesting villains, crafting engaging scenarios, and so forth. And time is important. For campaigns, you should decide on a date on which to begin the campaign and keep careful track of time. And there's a little note on camps here. If you come across some camp sight, you can easily identify the type of creatures inhabiting a camp by the type of tents they use. Orcs use yachts, savages use teepees, and bandits, that would be Thuleans, use standard A-frame tents of the same kind sold in Norvik. And tomorrow I will talk about adventuring and how that is done in ReconQuest. Thank you for watching.